Just because you can does not mean that you should. These 30-day challenges and 75 hard, any kind of challenge with a time frame on it, they're not going to work. They're not going to be sustainable. They're just going to lull you into a false sense of security and a false sense of growth and achievement, when really you're just condensing all of your energy into 1 month and stressing yourself out and dysregulating yourself, and then you're going to revert back to your old ways anyway. Of course, you are going to be overwhelmed when you are following a routine that was made for someone else's brain. It wasn't made for your brain. If you are also a sensitive person, maybe a little bit neurospicy like myself, you'll find that the way that certain people's brains work doesn't necessarily mean that your brain works like that, and then you'll feel like there is something wrong with you because you can't stick to the things that other people stick to, and then you feel like you're broken. The first thing that I did to establish a routine that works for me and works for my nervous system was to redefine failure and what failure means. You will see so much content on TikTok of people kind of shaming you and shouting at you and telling you that you shouldn't be doing this, that, and the third. People will make you feel so bad for regressing and going back into old habits and falling back into old patterns and your old frequency, and they make you feel like you're not a woman of integrity and you're not a woman of your word and you don't do what you say. I want to debunk that right the fuck now, because that is not true. It is a necessary step of growing and learning and evolving for you to fall back into the same patterns. Each time that you do that, you are not failing, you are learning something new about yourself, you are finding out something else, you're kind of showing yourself time and time again that something isn't right for you. And while it might take someone once or twice to do that, to fall back into that same pattern, it might take you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times before you actually realize, like, no, this is not the life for me. But I can tell you one thing for certain. If you are inevitably falling into these cycles anyway, because this is what happens when you push yourself into these all or nothing routines, the thing that is not going to help you one little bit is you feeling terrible about that. It's you shaming yourself about that and making yourself feel like you are a failure and that you are not capable of achieving your dream life. Falling back into old patterns or your old frequency isn't failure. It isn't regressing. It is actually data collection. You are learning so much about yourself in that process. You are simply going through the cycle of learning, and it's completely fine, babe. So I want you to completely get that out of your mind, that if you fall back into old habits, that you're a failure. You need to time how long things take you at their slowest. A lot of us don't actually know how long things take us to do, and because of that, we end up being unprepared and not giving ourselves enough time or giving ourselves too much time. And then you feel really overwhelmed and overstimulated and dysregulated and you don't know how to spend your time. And then because you've got all this spare time, you'll go on TikTok. It's a hot mess, guys. This happens because you don't know how long things take you. You need to dedicate one night of your life, maybe like a couple of nights of your life or days of your life, where you consciously make an effort to time how long things take you to do when you're doing them at your slowest. The doing them at your slowest part of this is the most important thing, because you want to plan a life that allows you to be slow. It allows you to be whimsical and feminine and regulated. You don't want to be kind of doing things as quick as possible, timing how long it takes you to do that so that you can very productively and efficiently plan your days, because you are just going to be a hot mess. You're going to be so dysregulated, and dysregulation is the thing that is going to be holding you back from your dream life, and it is the thing that is going to make you regress into old bad habits when you don't want to. It's the thing that is going to keep you stuck in the same cycles that aren't serving you anymore. You need to be regulated. So timing yourself and how long it takes you to do things like have a shower, cook a meal, do your makeup, do your hair, all of these little insignificant things that you do in the daytimes. You need to know how long these things take so that you can plan your routine accordingly and you know how much time you actually have, rather than thinking, oh yeah, well, it's only going to take me 15 minutes to get ready, when you know damn straight it's probably never taken you 15 minutes to get ready in your life. But you're not to know that if you don't actually sit down and make a note in your notes app of how long certain things take you to do. A lot of things don't take you as long as what you think they take you. So I highly recommend that, because once you know that information, again, more data, more information for you to work with in order for you to create a routine that actually works for you and not just for Becky online, you are going to feel so much more empowered. And you're going to realize that you actually have a lot more time than what you think. And you'll also be a lot more intentional about how you spend your time. Like when you do actually have free time, you will probably think twice when you go on your phone and scroll on TikTok. It makes you see things in a different way when you're actually planning your days around the things that you actually know you need to do, the non-negotiable things that you need to do, like washing your hair, brushing your teeth, all of that kind of stuff. Take a note of everything. It's going to take maybe a week of your life to kind of intentionally time how long things take you. Maybe record yourself doing it. That is something that I do, and just seeing how long it takes. But this is going to be a really essential tool for you to actually plan a routine that you can be consistent with and sustainable with, that actually works for you and gets you closer to your dream life. And the final practical tip that I want to give you that has really helped me is to build yourself a non-negotiable baseline routine. Again, it's going to take some time. It's going to take weeks of self-observation and seeing what works for you and what you are genuinely capable of and what works for you in a way that keeps you regulated, because again, that is the key. It's going to take a bit of time and introspection, but once you have that information, think of it like you're doing a month of data collection on yourself and understanding how you actually work. You are going to be able to create a routine that you can actually be consistent with and sustainable with, and that is what is going to get you to your dream life. Even if you're getting there slowly, you're getting there surely. You are getting there. But if you are going all or nothing all of the time, if you're constantly jarring your nervous system and making your nervous system not know what the hell is coming next and making you feel stressed, it's probably going to take you a lot longer to reach your goals than if you were just genuinely consistent. Even if that meant, let's say you want to go to the gym 5 times a week, but you've never done that before, you need to get real with yourself and maybe say to yourself, right, I know I've never gone to the gym 5 times a week before. I know that's something that I could probably do, but I've never done before. I'm actually just going to give myself a non-negotiable baseline routine of going to the gym once a week. I am going to challenge myself to go to the gym once a week, and I'm going to try to be consistent with that for a couple of months and see how you get on. I am a strong believer of just because you can does not mean that you should. You don't need to push yourself to the extreme like what you see people do on social media. A lot of us have jobs. A lot of us have 9-to-5 jobs. We have families, we have partners, we have friends, we have a life to upkeep and maintain. It is really difficult on top of all of that to then add 75 hard or then add another 30-day challenge, because at the end of the day, guys, and I say it all the time, these 30-day challenges and 75 hard, any kind of challenge with a time frame on it, they're not going to work. They're not going to be sustainable. They're just going to lull you into a false sense of security and a false sense of growth and achievement, when really you're just condensing all of your energy into 1 month and stressing yourself out and dysregulating yourself, and then you're going to revert back to your old ways anyway. It is so much better for you, your mind, your nervous system, everybody around you, for you to be consistent with something that you know 100% that you can be consistent with. If a routine can only work for you when you are operating at 100%, that is not the routine for you, babe. I'm sorry to break it to you, it's really not. And we have to be so honest with ourselves here. We have to really strip it back. And I know, as somebody who gets really excited about the prospect of doing something really good and going to the gym and getting in shape and doing all of this content and building my dream life, I get so excited about that. I get kind of bursts of energy where I'm like, oh my God, I want to go all in. Like on TikTok, I am so inconsistent on TikTok, guys, because I will have a spurt of energy where I record about 30 videos and I have no self-restraint, and I will upload them all in one day and then I'll go ghost. And it's not okay. It's not okay, because my audience, we're all sensitive girls, and I am probably overwhelming you as much as I'm overwhelming myself when I'm posting 30 times a day rather than just being consistent with 3 videos a week. Even though that feels like nothing to me, because I know that I am capable of doing so much more, and you will know that you are capable of doing so much more. Probably 1 time a week at the gym or posting 1 video a week seems like it's not going to get you anywhere, but 100% I can guarantee that's going to get you so much closer to where you need to be, and it is going to build your mindset and your integrity and the way that you feel about yourself, your confidence, everything. It is going to skyrocket if you stick to a baseline routine instead of setting these impossible goals for yourself. There is nothing more that I want than to empower you guys to know that you have the answers. You are the one who is going to make your dream life happen. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be anyone on TikTok. It's going to be you. That means that you have to take accountability and you have to start auditing your life as I've described in this video. You have to really start taking note of what your habits are, who you are, what you can actually stick to, how long things take you, etc. And once you start doing that, and once you start committing to a really small, very humble routine, but a routine that you can be consistent at, you are going to feel so empowered and you are going to feel so much more confident, and you are going to balance out your energy levels so that you can show up for yourself in ways that you've never done before, and you can show up for other people in ways that you've never done before. But what it takes is for you to create consistency and a routine that is made for you, by you, and nobody else. We need routine. We need a container for all of the energy that we have, for all of our sensitivity, all of the things that we want to share with the world so passionately and deeply. As much as it's amazing to kind of go all in and then regress and then go all in and regress, it feels so much better for you to just kind of balance out your energy levels, okay? And rein it in a little bit and do something that actually feels safe for your nervous system, because if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, your body is always going to stop you from doing things that need to be done to get you to where you need to be. And this is the bulk of the problem. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped. I hope it made you feel empowered and made you feel like you have the tools and the capability to chase your dream life, but you just need to stop listening to people online who don't always have your best interest at heart. You need to start listening to yourself and you need to start trusting yourself more. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you all have an amazing week and I will speak to you next week. Bye, guys.